Spargo versus Castle, and it was a set that I wanted to go into because you know, I think it's pretty easy to like look at something like this and just kind of have a big question mark spawn at the top of your head, like how the hell did this even happen? You know, Spargo is a very good player, and Castle, quite frankly, most people probably have not actually heard of. But if you don't live under a rock, you probably know that Aegis does really well against Cloud. Spargo's beaten other Aegis players before. You know, Leo himself has lost with Aegis against Spargo. So how does this keep happening? Well, that's what we're going to watch today. Because Castle, I actually watched this set for the most part live. I'm somewhere in that crowd peeping. But it's a good set. And it's a good VOD to view if you want to see why Cloud is kind of balanced. Spargo, I think, had absolutely no idea that he would be playing against someone this good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm also impressed by Castle. Like I said, I've never seen this guy play at a tournament before. But I think he went on to beat, it wasn't Rocky, right? No, because Rocky played a Cola. He beat someone else really good. He upset someone right before this. Honestly, he did very well for this tournament. I was, like I said, impressed. He went game 5 with T. Akakasu? Okay. Okay, so he's boosted. Never mind. He's just getting +2s. Never mind. He's not good.
Here we go. We're gonna go in.
He's kind of someone I would consider like that character specialist, right? You know, we kind of lost that when Cosmo stopped playing.
Cloud Strike.
I think, unfortunately, if you're an Aegis main, this is a pretty
So, a big reason why this matchup is pretty tough for Cloud is the fact that, first of all, he gets out-neutraled by Mithra. And neutral is kind of the biggest thing that Cloud has, right? He can kind of just... He's got bigger hitboxes than his opponent most of the time. He does more damage than his opponent most of the time. And, you know, there's always the potential for him to get edge-guarded, and Mithra kind of embodies all of those problems, except, you know, puts them in the opposite direction. So, you know, Mithra has a better neutral. She's faster. She's got better frame data. Damage-wise, it's about the same, but, like, you just press down B, and all of a sudden, that 50% that you did with Mithra means a lot more when you're looking at Pyra's moves. You know, you're actually feeling a little bit scared. And also... you know, Mithra has a pretty easy time edge guarding Cloud for the most part. So, let's see how it goes.
Get that beautiful up smash to close out the first stock, and kind of tried and true that we'd usually see from Spargo here, only at 87%.
He's seed 69.
Back on the stage.
Like this, but it's probably not who you want to be playing with most of the time. Should be it though.
Nice. You know, I really don't be seeing other Aegis players doing down tilt up air like that. Good for him.
That stock, you know, decently early.
Yeah.
That being said, 85% on Mithra at this
Basically,
point.
Mithra in this matchup, what you want to do is just try to convert any hit that you get into either A, 50%, actually no, A, the stock, or B, like 50 to 60%, and just like invalidate him as hard as possible, right? You just don't want to let Cloud actually start playing the game. He's got some really good like reversal tools, but Mithra is just too fast. She just doesn't care a lot of the time.
This game so slow. 22, man, every time you eat a cross slash.
Yep. Easy money.
Part of what makes fighting Mithra very hard for Cloud is that a lot of the timing mix-ups can just get oh, you're just dead, USD. That's what happened. Is that foresight is like a pretty big issue in this matchup. You try to do like a slight timing mix-up, which is something that Cloud really likes doing. Mithra can just respond with the same defensive option, and he, you know, or rather, she will either actually spot dodge or roll through your attack, or if she mistimes it, she'll actually foresight it and then get a punish window.
Hey man, make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
This character out and you know, very consistent.
All right, so here we go. Castle's actually starting to get a little something started up here. I think finally kind of understanding the flow of Spargo's neutral and like how he wants to play it out, right? Really good side B from Spargo there. But it's all just data for Castle, you know. You go for this down air almost every time because why not? Now instead of just doing a side B, he's doing jump side B, right? To deal with Cloud's jumping nonsense. See, jump side B again there. You want to play that mid-range? I'll play mid-range. He's playing neutral with Pyra right now. Generally a dog shit thing to be doing. But he understands the buttons he needs to be pressing. Good reaction on that that missed dash attack there. Now, this neutral get up jab. It's going to be an important piece of information later. Keep it in your mental bank.
Situations where I'm not getting gimped too early. Whereas if you just main the character, you have
It will
to-
be on the quiz
whoever
later.
comes your way.
How
Okay,
fast is
now
Cloud
this
Jab?
game
Not that
very
fast, I don't think. I think it's
57%.
normal.
Mithra definitely able to even this.
There you go. What he just did there is like step 1 to winning this matchup is dash attack, on reaction, cloud aerials. If you can do that, you can get the party started. He didn't there, but I mean, that's fine. The door is opening slowly but surely.
Gonna put him in a tough spot off stage. On the recovery, but not punished
So
too hard.
remember that
Little
neutral get of jab we saw earlier? I don't think Spargo tried to jab here. What did he even try to do? Is that, I think that's side B1. But regardless, it was an aggressive option.
not punished too
Challenges
hard.
with his own jab,
In a tough
gets
spot
Spargo off stage.
No limit online, but no commitment.
There you go. And that now the jab that actually came out this time got hard punished.
No limit online, but no commitment.
Your get up mash will be punished.
Though, again,
Oh, tries to get up smash. Not going to be the right position for it yet.
I think that Spargo, his fatal flaw for this set was
man, two characters
I don't think he respected Castle enough from the get-go. And typically when top players do that, I've honestly done it myself too. And a lot of like random upsets that you see happen to top players is because of this. We'll call it an ego thing or whatever. But top players, they will just play you. They don't know you. They never heard your tag. They think it's a mistake that you're there. They don't say this out loud. They don't even say this in their head, but it's all subconscious. And they will just be like, I'm just going to autopilot and I should be fine. Make some minor adjustments for things that seem to be like a habit or whatever. But unfortunately for Spargo, Castle is what we would call in the industry a solid player, a thinker, if you will. And you got to be prepared for players like that, where there's some actual player-to-player interaction, and you were just not ready for that. So it took Spargo a little too long to actually start playing the player, right? And he realized a little too late that he can't just be like forward airing and dash attacking and doing neutral get up jab and stuff like that. He could not stick to his general game plan because it is already downloaded at this point and it took him too long to figure out. That's how a lot of top players end up getting upset. That's what happened to Spargo here. Let's get it.
Surprised we didn't see even shots too, right? Like we've gone for
The idea for the up B was very good,
Pikachu,
but
we could've helped him off stage.
unfortunately mistimed
Get
it.
himself a kill.
yeah, I don't know if he had put together that he got the jump in that split second.
And it sucks
By the
too
time
because
he
like when you've already
got
kind of
it,
resigned yourself to just like,
gotta come
well, I'm just gonna autopilot this guy. You
Bear. Maybe the coverage can get back on the
you play a
stage.
little
Oh my
linear.
gosh.
You play very safe. You stop playing to win.
to get back on
You're
stage
playing to
with
not
Spargo.
lose, which is exactly what Spargo is doing here right now. He knows how incredibly losable it is right now. If he gets called out for doing like a back air or something, like he like full hops over Cloud and then just like down air up smashes him, that's a game loser right there, and like that sucks ass. But like look how Spargo is now pressuring. If you put me in this situation, if you put Light in this situation, you put Spargo versus Leo in this situation, you know what Spargo's gonna do? He's going to threaten back air here and just do a grab because you're at 155 and he knows you're scared. And Spargo, he smells that kind of stuff, but not here. He's just autopilot playing safe. He's going to go for the roll read F tilt.
Side B to get back
He's going to go for another F tilt to try and catch your dash. He's just patient. He's not scared. He's like, yo, make a mistake. Go ahead. I'm waiting for you. I know you're scared.
on safely. Spargo.
Dash back, finish limit. Now, like, what are we doing here, right?
So much pressure at
Oh,
the
still
ledge.
playing safe, still staying at roll distance. Castle, he's waiting to dash attack. He didn't see a single aerial there.
He's just gonna do it.
Now he's putting up shield because he's too close. Yeah, get out of here. Look, I'll wait out the limit. Now, I think that neutral getup was a bit of a mistake. If Spargo was a little bit more on top of it. Getting reversaled in this situation, it's kind of hard to die unless, like, Castle does, like, an instant drop, rising down air into, like, I don't know, something. I don't even know if that would hit or kill. But I thought that Spargo would kind of catch on to the neutral getup habit that Castle has here and go for another up B since he has the limit to burn. But instead, he just, he goes for a forward air, something a little bit safer.
Okay,
Oh my God.
I'm so.
And he ended up dying anyway for playing too safe.
I'm so. He's literally just.
And it's crazy too.
What's the
Remember
minute?
that entire time Spargo was waiting for a roll? The danger sense went off in Castle's head. Is like, oh, you're too close. I'm rolling.
I feel like it's one of those situations where he kind of was able to play that way.
That was really good. Castle not doing as much, just random nairs. I say random, but I mean,
Hard to deal
this is a
with.
good
Now,
move.
no jump online
It-
either.
It's hard to call a playstyle random or you know, whatever. His nair is random and say it as a compliment, but there's clear intention.
Yeah.
This side B is going hard.
Spargo in disadvantage.
Okay, yeah.
That was really good timing on the release of that neutral B.
That
I
flame
love
Nova.
that move.
Yeah.
Yes. I will run off stage with that move any day of the week. It's actually a really great tool versus Cloud as well.
How much neutral he ends up playing on Pyra is actually kind of crazy. Yo, they need a sour spot on that move. What the hell?
I can win.
Yep.
We believe.
Castle C69. Gonna make it happen.
Interesting choice to choose to play cornered while at a high percent, but also kind of makes sense, right? If you know you want another stock for your stock, you know. So you want Spargo to make a mistake in the corner, and you get to take his stock for free, right? And you get extra value out of that stock. I think that's kind of the idea for Castle here by camping in the corner.
Okay, good catch from the fair. Can we keep him outside? Good catch. Oh man, yeah, down tilt, probably going to neutral B there.
Ooh, he was looking for that. That was really good.
Yes, 100%. He waited for that one.
Dude, kind of in Spargo's head right now. Big read leading to these conversions.
I don't know how Castle is able to play corner without being consistently put in disadvantage. Well, Mithra has two insane things that gets her out of the corner. One is foresight. If she sees that you're trying to pressure her shield while she's shielding in the corner. Foresight! Advantage. Now you're in the corner. Actually, you might even be off stage. Probably converted that foresight into a punish. Another thing, probably the best, some of the two best burst options in the game in dash attack and run up nair. So I don't think Mithra really cares about being cornered too much, outside of just dying earlier.
Castle just missing his own.
So close.
Holding center stage here.
Okay.
Whoa, what is this? Yeah, he's just camping out the limit.
Playing through it.
Dude, the king of holding shields, no fear.
Oh, man, and I love the fact
Yeah, dude, like, Spargo has not gone for grabs at all.
Just jump away, and they're not waiting till the very end. I respect that.
What are we doing, Spargo?
Very great. Money? Fade back fair was answered.
Oh my God, we are
Mid-level!
swinging.
That was insane.
Two individuals want to win their favorite video game.
Wow.
That looked like a shield poked. Did he press anything?
Buttons in their favorite.
Yeah, I think that shield poked.
Is so good at doing, especially with how much shield we've been seeing this game, and now the conversion on the back air. How much do you go?
Big damage.
There we go. Not gonna get the full cash out, but still gets 36. Gonna stop that, but here we
Spot
go. Chasing
dodging
once again.
in general, not a very good thing to be doing versus Mithra.
Does he know?
Okay, he does.
So that situation, you run off stage up B, that's a rat, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
he has to air dodge
even
there.
run off.
Case in point, that's like the second or third spot dodge of the set. That has just been punished by the landing hitbox of Nair. What are we doing?
Oh, that's right, that's right, that's it.
What are we doing? That was troll as f.
Helps too, just hits him out.
He was fine. He went for this back air, goes for this back air, and this is... You have to go refuel your resources here, and he just side B's nobody. There is no world where this side B ever hits. That is the most choose to lose side B I've ever seen Spargo do.
Oh, the shots. Oh, that's right, that's right, that's it, that's it. Yo!
Yeah, that cross slash was trolling as fuck. I think that you can just chalk that up to panic. I want this game to be over. I don't want to be last stock with this guy anymore. Get me out. Like
Spargo knows better in a lot of these situations, so having to be careful
Yeah.
and make sure that you can get them punished, not being overzealous.
We're seeing the
doing a pretty good job at the beginning of this game.
That's a very good sign for Castle.
Taking advantage of Mithra's juggle game.
Yeah.
The bomb Castle, I'm like, hey, I didn't make that hit, but I made the read in my head.
Yeah.
I think he still has his
now I need to focus
resources.
in.
Yeah.
This is not that far away.
Ooh, is he dead?
There, though, on the recovery. This should be it here. Yes,
Oh
there's
yeah.
another one.
Good edge guard
That's
from
gonna be
Spargo.
that stock
Still
there.
no grabs, by the way.
Yeah, potentially could have
That's
an
why
opportunity
Castle feels so
had,
comfortable in
had
his
air
shield.
dodge early. That being said, not willing to let it rip. The parry coming out. Spargo again getting a little bit overambitious.
I thought he
That
could have
back air,
upbeat that or
following up the
something.
jump, the air dodge gets him out of danger.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember seeing that instance in the crowd, and I was like, oh, Castle lost.
Too many dares.
We're not hitting those punishes. I think you lost. Overthinking.
Hard changing that tempo, and now Spargo juggles are online, but like
No, I
reversal.
love it.
How are we getting hit by that?
Juggles are on time.
That was a really well-timed switch.
Pushing the neutral beat as well. Spargo looking to have found a little bit of comfort in this matchup. The reversal almost coming through, but the spacing just good enough, and that should do the trick. Spargo,
Yeah, see, that looked a lot better, right? So he kind of just, honestly, Spargo got away with a lot of the mashing that he generally likes to do. And I think that's just kind of one of those games that you have to give up to Spargo. That's just, that was for him. That was a game for Spargo moment. So what is going to change between that previous game and this game? Here comes the best part. What makes it the best part? I think we're immediately seeing a little bit slower gameplay from Spargo. Okay, the up Bs are coming out. That's definitely an adjustment he made in the middle of the set. Starting to rely a little bit more on up B to deal with these nairs. So what will Castle do in response? Will he even need to do anything? Yikes. That's unfortunate, isn't it?
We talked about in that game 4, Spargo getting a beat on when these air
Good
dodges
reaction, swatting him away, realizing, hey, you're using a lot of aerials. What if instead of nair, I started just meeting you in the air? If I think you're going to mash on me, I will swing on that.
Yeah. Can we play relaxed here? Can we get this coverage? Step back. Yeah, we're just swinging here with Spargo. We're taking
How did he lose this? It's crazy.
Another 22% added on.
Oh, grabs are coming out. Spargo, how did you lose?
Oh, this should be a kill. Oh, so close.
Good recovery from Castle, going low. The neutral B gonna send him deep off stage, and side B helping him get
Parry F tilt. Not dead. I mean, that's fine. Whoa, what are we doing?
All right, sure.
Love that fade back. Yep,
Overextendo on the dash attack. Probably expecting Castle to F tilt there. Try to beat him to the punch.
Very, very scary at the ledge.
You got to remember, when you're playing a losing matchup like this, where your stock is much more fragile than theirs, you have to remember that you losing a stock is much, much worse than them losing a stock.
Slowly but surely, the dash bit where they're at.
Which I think Castle is about to show us, if I remember correctly.
For a little frame trap. Castle's not going to bite.
Some panic scare dodges. We're a little worried about losing the stock early.
Get a conversion, land on that platform, get an extension, but not going to make it happen.
Pyra in the nooch. Why are we doing Pyra in the nooch? Can't really side B anymore, right? Because now we're looking at that button. Now that it's gone, side B is fine.
Continuing to keep the pressure on. Now off stage, there's opportunities here.
Your kill percent, potentially. Yeah, there it is.
Holy spacing. You were looking for that one. Look how early he started this forward smash. It's already started. Mink! You're dead. This is what I'm talking about. Now you're just getting matchups. Infinite juggle jutsu. Already at 62. Now it's scary. Now Pyra can actually kill you. Yeah, that was 100% the scenario that made him lose that. Yo, Pyra's broken. How does this hit? Bro starts a down air here, and then hits? What did Spargo do? I don't know. Trying to scam him with some down tilt up airs. I like it. Sheesh.
The gamer stance, and we're waiting this limit out.
Gamer lean, here we go. Game 5.
Tried to yell at the cat.
Potentially last hit situation here for Spargo's. Got to be careful. He's gonna try to stack on some damage here.
He should charge it a little bit now.
Not gonna kill.
Uppies are coming back out. Oh, that was supposed to be an L right there.
A little nervous.
Last hit versus Pyra, one of the scariest things you can do in this game.
Very carefully weaning in and out of this Pyra, going back to their Mithra to make this neutral a little bit easier.
Good spacing.
Opportunity here. Oh, he gets it. Oh my God! And that is game. Castle gets the W.
And bam, we talked about the
I like the Rockstar pop off. Hell yeah. Cinematic. Rate the pop off from the top, baby.
Opportunity here. Oh, he gets it. Oh my God! And that is game. Castle.
Oh no, he's kicking his controller around. He's like, oh f it, I'm already popping off, dude.
Not comfortable enough. The perfect down air, the first one.
A little bit too wide of a stance for a pop off, dude. Oh, he's still going.
Is sent to
It's getting worse.
gosh.
Oh, it's getting worse.
I
Relax,
did
bud.
not expect to be here, but he
I think if there was like a tier of pop off, I'd put that in the debuzz tier of pop off. You know,
and for that, you are
which
moving
isn't inherently a
on.
bad
Heart of a
thing,
lion.
but that's why I'm saying it.
Crazy.
There's some gelatinous arms, dude. Not the greatest angle, to be fair. Oh, dude, I was in the crowd. I could tell you it wasn't much better from the crowd either. But hey, congratulations to Castle. It was very well played. So to summarize, right, like what Spargo did wrong is he simply played too scared, right? And Castle took a really good advantage of it. Castle stayed cornered a lot of the time, made it so that Spargo was a little too scared to make mistakes. He shield camped in the corner, and Spargo didn't really know what to do. He kind of just stayed at that roll distance, trying to do F-tilts, trying to do a lot of back airs, and generally just letting Mithra do a lot of the initiation, which you generally, you kind of can't avoid. That's why the matchup is pretty bad, and why Mithra is such a good character, because when it comes to initiating in neutral, she has a really easy time doing so. Spargo found an answer in up being out of shield a lot, but that's not a big enough band-aid to really cover the issue. So neutral became a bit of a struggle, and I think Spargo low-key had a lot of the answers for dealing with Castle's neutral, but a lot of the time was too scared to pull the trigger. You were playing not to lose, and that is not a way to play. You must play to win. And that happens to every top player. It is what it is. It's a humbling experience when you realize that you're playing like a bum. Good analysis. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Congrats to Castle. Get Spargo. Peace out. No, I'm just kidding. I love Spargo. I don't know why I said that.